What was the difference out there this afternoon? How did you get that over the line?
Yeah, we just managed to dig deep. You know, obviously 2-0 at half-time. We know that can be one of the most dangerous results in football, and we had to come out and we had to start well, and we didn't quite do that. So I think second half was a slog. Maybe, you know, playing Wednesdays, you know, took it out a few of the lads or whatever, but it was all about being, you know, trying to use the experience that we've got on the pitch, trying to use, you know, everything that we've got. And I thought we dug deep. You know, when they score, I think, you know, everyone gets nervous, the players get nervous, the crowd get nervous. Of course, that's only natural, but you know, it's a massive win for us, and you know, another game down.
Without a shot at all in that second half, Liverpool, you mentioned that fatigue really. Is that what you would put it down to, your lack of effort on goal in that second half and all that defensive work you had to do?
It's maybe part of it, but I thought Wolves were excellent second half. I thought obviously they've made a couple of changes at half time. You know, they were 2-0 down and they probably went a little bit more attacking, put more forward players up in the areas, and that made it more difficult for us. But you know, we've got to be better on the ball, of course we have, and we know that. But I think this result is big. You know, obviously after you know, Wednesday and obviously getting put out the FA Cup, it's important just to get back on a winning streak, and you know, hopefully this can be a start one.
Right, well done, thanks for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, they will feel relieved at the final whistle, Liverpool, but they didn't need to. It started relatively comfortably.
Yes, yeah, it started well. This is the first goal, obviously. Just jotted a good turn in that, and obviously he makes that run into the box, and Diaz gets it, and you know, he plays the ball into Salah here. It's a good touch by Salah, and then Diaz there. All he has to do really is just try and get anything on it and just direct it into goal. But like you said, it was a good start, a start that you'd want. Try and get the early goal and then set it down and sort of like get into your structure and really play from there.
Diaz very involved in the opening stages, certainly in that first half, and he was the guy who won the penalty, Jamie.
Yeah, he was running forward. He shows real energy, especially in that first half when you needed it most. Wins the penalty for his team. At this point, you're thinking, OK, relatively comfortable, should be able to see this game out. Obviously, Salah does what he does. He finishes it extremely well. 3 hops to his right, composes himself, and then puts it right into the roof of the net. Really good penalty, 2-0. They made a change, you know, with personnel, with Quansah coming on. But when you've got a player like this, and we saw a great goal by Matoma on Friday night, one of the best goals I've ever seen. This is incredible as well. That little bit of skill. He does Virgil van Dijk, he does Gravenberch, and then bends it into the corner. Whoops, we've seen Mahrez, people like that do it. What a piece of skill, Jermaine.
Yeah, it was brilliant. And, you know, his 12th league goal of the season. It's an amazing return for this stage and that. But, you know, we've seen him do it, you know, for weeks now, you know, some of the goals that he scored. But, yeah, and it was a nervy finish. A really nerve finish.
It was a very nervy finish. Liverpool, as Emma was saying there, didn't have a shot in the second half of the game. That's the first time that's happened since 2017.
I was calm.
It wasn't
calm.
But it was tense.
Yeah.
But Andy Robertson said it was because Wolves made a couple of changes, came out with a slightly different approach, and made it really difficult for Liverpool in the second half. What would you put it down to?
I would put it down to that, but I'd also put it down to the previous 2 results. You know, the Everton game where they score late, the Plymouth result where you just knocks you off your rhythm. And that was it. And even at 2-0, Andy Robertson said it perfectly. I felt it at half-time. It was still a really tricky 45 minutes ahead, but they
comfortable with a 2-0 half-time scoreline. Then it changed in the second half, and you think very early on, our Premier League debutant from Zimbabwe, Marshall Manetsi, forced Alisson into a big save.
This is a massive moment in the game, you know. When he gets in here, look, he gets one-on-one. They've put him up front. He's a midfield player, really. Lovely little flick. He's through one-on-one. You take that opportunity, which he'll be disappointed he didn't, but it's a good run. Look, he's looking, it's a beautiful little flick. And he's just got to keep his calm a little bit. He's just entered the pitch. It's his debut, you know, his heart must have been going. Just needed that little calmness maybe to dink the ball over the keeper.
Yeah. Cop ending, 4 minutes into your Premier League debut.
He hit it. He took it too late. Took it late, and he hit it too hard. Sometimes less is more in that situation. The harder you hit, if the goalkeeper comes out and he stands big, the harder you hit it, the more the goalkeeper hasn't got time to move at all. So as he's going down, if you take pace off it, of course, it gets to the goalkeeper slower, so he will be down another few inches by the time the ball is coming towards him. So sometimes in scenarios, less is more. And I thought if he was going to go for that finish, he needed to do it earlier. Once he delayed and delayed, I thought, he's going for the dink here. And then he still smashed it at him. So I just think he needed he needed it either take it a little bit earlier, hit it into the near post now, or once he doesn't and he takes another stride or two, then the dink comes into play. Not a very good finish, but anyway, it was a big chance.
It was, and Liverpool got 1 penalty, as we saw. They were then awarded another one which was later reversed with an on-screen review. Are you happy with everything in the outcome here, Berber?
The outcome, yes, because obviously it was not a pen, in my opinion. You can clearly see here there's no contact whatsoever, and then Jota trying to be a bit clever, going with the left foot into the hip of the defender. And of course, you can still score. It surprises me that he goes and decides to go for the pen. It's very strange in my book.
Yeah, I think he saw out the corner of his eye the defender coming across, you know, big, committing himself 100%. I think he thinks, I'm coming inside because he's going to make contact. In actual fact...
But he's in front of everybody, even if someone's come behind him.
It's almost like he's made his decision now. He's sort of saying, I'll flick it now, he's going to hit me. But in actual fact, there's no contact there. And I think it's the correct decision, without a doubt,
Yeah, definitely the right decision. But I agree. I think once you made your mind up, I think he's going to hit me here, and you've just got penalty on your mind. It's quite hard to think, oh, no, I'll stay on my feet and then have the chance. But in hindsight, that's exactly what he should have done, shot early or cut inside and shot. But I think he just thought, I'm going to get clattered here, I'm going to go down for a penalty, and then he didn't have the presence of mind to switch.
Now the moment that made Anfield really nervous, because you were saying we haven't seen much of Cunha, your man, but then he is capable of doing this, isn't he?
Well, brilliant players have moments in them, don't they? He didn't have, you know, his best of games. I've seen him play a lot better, but his disguise there in the shot and then the finish, I mean, it was absolutely brilliant. And, you know, he's got this, Glenn.
Oh, he's fantastic. He makes a new angle. Look, the keeper there, Alisson there, the two defenders are gone for a chock eyes. And as he comes back in on that angle, I'm not blaming Alisson, but the beauty of making a skill like that is you change the angle of the ball when he chops it back in. Now, the keeper has to make a new position. He's in perfect position. Suddenly, he's not in good position. He's got to move his feet and cover both sides of the goal. And I don't think Alisson did that. I'm not blaming him for the goal because it was a beautiful, beautiful finish. It really was. And that's what he can do. You've got certain players that sometimes don't have to be at their best. They've just got this magic in them. And he showed that today.
And he's now got 12 goals this season for a team in the bottom four, last season's total matched. Now, your prediction of draw beforehand, these two were smiling. It almost came true. Jarell Quansah with a challenge which was as good as a goal here, really, Berber.
Yeah, and as we watched the whole game, the first half, yes, Liverpool dominating side, score goals. Second half, though, completely different. And Wolves, by the end of the game, I think they deserve to take something on it. And that chance here is a perfect example. Great build-up, great pass. But the moment that makes the difference here is the reaction of Jarell Quansah in tracking back. Because if you can watch clearly, he's watching the attack, but the moment when the ball goes to the guy who is crossing it, Jarell is watching the attack, and now he sprint because he sensed that the cross is coming, and he needs to be there to intervene. So it's a great tackle.
And it helped Liverpool win the game and go 7 points clear at the top of the Premier League. Right, one down, one to go. Spurs against Manchester United. Wow. Both managers, both teams see this as a fixture to give them a much-needed lift. Manchester United, as we'll explain to you in a second, are at full strength in terms of their first. Nothing much available to Ruben Amorim. But the opposite